In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon His last and beloved Messenger Muhammad, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. This is the 13th episode in the Quran practice program, as entitled Diagnosis and Cure for the Problem of Reduced Intelligence. Now, the symptoms of this problem can be summarized as follows: that the problem of reduced intelligence, that a person there is a severely reduced ability to comprehend matters, to link and to deduce new knowledge, and from a physiological point of view, there is a decrease in the speed of neurotransmitters in the brain, so a person becomes unable to process information in a fast rate. Now, this is a problem, and it's found in Muslims and in all communities. Now, how to diagnose and cure this, the problem of reduced intelligence? Now, Allah the Almighty gives us the answer for this in the last revelation of Allah God to people in the Noble Quran. In the verse in chapter 47 of the Noble Quran, which states, "Do not they ponder upon the Quran, or are their hearts locked up?" So, in this Quranic verse, we see that Allah the Almighty urges us to ponder and reflect upon the verse of the Noble Quran. And pondering and reflection means that to read the verse, to think, why did Allah God Almighty use this word in this place, why He linked this verse to that one, and so forth. To think and ponder upon matters, and to analyze matters, and not just merely reciting the Quran. Now, what's the importance of pondering and reflecting upon matters? Now, Allah God Almighty also states in the Quran and urges people to think upon in their bodies, to ponder upon their bodies. Now, if we think about the human body, we see in children that Allah God Almighty installed two main characteristics. The first one, that they like to play so much. And this is something that Allah God Almighty states in the Noble Quran, and this is something that is encouraged in the Noble Quran for children. Now, what's the importance of playing in children? Now, when a child plays, he subjects the bones and the muscles to mechanical energy, and this mechanical energy is the stimulation signal for the development of the muscles and bone, and stimulates bone and muscle cells to produce new material and to complete the growth of the child. So we see that children playing so much, they have strong bodies and good growth. While we see some parents, they do something which is wrong, is that they force their child not to play. Now, if this happens, we see that there is a reduction in this mechanical energy stimulating bones and muscles, and there is a reduction in growth, and the health of the child deteriorates. Now, there is another characteristic that Allah God Almighty installed in children, which is that they like to ask so much. They ask you about everything. Why you are doing this? Why are you doing that? What is this? What is that? And this is something encouraged in children. Why? Because thinking, it produces an electromagnetic field in the brain, and this electromagnetic field in the brain, it stimulates the neural cells and stimulates the neural connections in the brain, and this field causes the increase in number of neural connections, the speed, i.e. it increases the intelligence of a person. He becomes more able to comprehend matters, to receive knowledge, to link and analyze matters and deduce new knowledge. Now, in this, we see another wrong practice by parents, is that when the child asks, he starts saying to him, like, stop asking and so forth. Now, when a parent does this, then the child, this electromagnetic field in the brain, it reduces. And when it becomes less, the number of neural connections decreases, the speed of neurotransmitters in the brain decreases as well, and it produces the reduced intelligence. So we see that Allah God Almighty teaches us in the Quran that the problem of reduced intelligence, the cause of it, is the lack of pondering and thinking about matters, and following things blindly. And we see this in all communities, Muslims and non-Muslims. It becomes like so many people that do it these days. They hear something, they see something, they just follow it blindly. And this causes reduced intelligence. A person should ponder upon what is said to him and what he sees. And this fact is further reinstated in the narration of Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, where he says to us, do not be imma'a. Now, imma'a is a person who follows things blindly. So Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, he urges us to think and ponder upon matters, because that increases the intelligence of a person. So we see the mercy and knowledge of the Noble Quran, the last revelation of Allah God Almighty to people. And the best book to ponder and reflect upon it is the Noble Quran, because it contains the knowledge of everything, and it increases your intelligence so much. Now, to give a practical example on how to implement this, now if you think upon the way of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, now it has been stated that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, before Allah God Almighty revealed the Noble Quran to him, he used to go to a cave, and he used to ponder and reflect in this cave. He used to go there to worship Allah God Almighty and to ponder and reflect upon matters, and to ponder and reflect upon the Creator, and to ponder and reflect upon His creation. Now, if you think about this, we see that Allah God Almighty, He guided Muhammad to do this. It's like a preparation stage, because when he used to ponder and reflect upon matters, that increases the electromagnetic field in his brain, increases the stimulating energy in his brain, and which increases his intelligence. It decreases the neural connections, the speed of transmission of information in the brain. So if we think about it, it's like Allah Almighty is preparing him for what is coming ahead. So Allah Almighty is preparing him that when the Quran was revealed to him, he had intelligence that was sufficient for the message. Because when you want to strive to make the word of Creator Supreme, you need intelligence to show the proofs of this revelation, to guide people to the path of Allah God Almighty. So, brothers and sisters, Allah God Almighty urges us to ponder and reflect upon matters, to increase the intelligence of a person, because the reason that Allah God Almighty placed you on this earth is to strive to make the word of the Creator Supreme, and you need intelligence to do this. So we see the beauty and mercy of the words of Allah God Almighty in the Noble Quran. But because people deserted Allah God Almighty and deserted the way of Prophet Muhammad, they find themselves in the pain and despair they find themselves in. So people need to go back to the Book of Allah God Almighty, ponder upon its verses, and they can see the mercy of the most merciful, Allah God Almighty.